Welcome back to New Jersey Power & Politics. I'm Jim McQueen. Well, there's a long list of programs on the chopping block in this year's state budget, and the Urban Enterprise Zone program is one of them. Many big city mayors object to this tactic, including Elizabeth Mayor Chris Bollwage, who's with me now to talk to us and tell us why. What's the benefit of the UEZ program? Because in the governor's budget, he seemed to suggest that maybe it's outlived its purpose or it wasn't giving quantifiable returns back for the investment of a tax break, is essentially what they do with lower tax, sales tax things in your zones.
The Urban Enterprise Zone has created thousands of jobs throughout the 32 zones. It's interesting that the budget study committee that the governor put together took into effect the years 2001 through 2008, right after 9/11, the biggest recession that the East Coast has ever had, and that's how you measure job growth and then use that study for the elimination of a program. So therefore the study was clearly flawed from the very beginning. Urban enterprise zones have meant a lot to the business community, as well as urban enterprise in existence in your own localities by the creation of jobs.
You know, talking about the budget, UEZ zones being one of them, but also big city mayors have, well, every mayor in the state has this problem of trying to live within this new cap with tools that aren't quite given to them or defined to them yet. Elizabeth is one of the biggest cities in New Jersey here. How are you dealing with the issue, budget-related issues of caps, tools?
Toolkit and the cap were probably the worst public policy this state could have ever passed. Democrats and Republicans worked together in the middle of the night on July 4th weekend to come up with a 2% cap. That 2% cap is horrible policy because as mayors cut their budgets, then they can only raise their budget 2% of that the following year for the next 3 years. It means that these layoffs that are occurring of public safety personnel are going to continue and get worse.
Can you understand how people, this is a suburban-oriented state by and large, and they look upon the cities maybe as something where their parents were from and where immigrants are now, and a lot of things like your city is like this, right? And suburban city goes, well, wait a minute, we like the idea of caps on taxing because, you know, that caps their spending, their bloated bureaucracies. I'm just saying a suburban thing. And looking at things, and they got too many cops for people that have left on that type of thing. And there's a lot of support for the 2% cap.
There is, and you know what? Millionaires need police and fire protection as well. And I think what happens through the course of this is you're going to see less in suburban areas as well. Suburban's going to have to deal with this tax cap in a very adverse way. They still have to pay for police and fire. Maybe they have volunteer fire departments, but they're going to have less money to do that. The toolkit that the governor put forth has really been a farce from the very beginning. There's nothing in that toolkit that helps lower property taxes. Let's take into account the pension bill that's being proposed by both Democrats and Republicans. All it does is help shore up the pension system. It does nothing for municipalities or the tax rate. Right now, the city of Elizabeth is paying over 30% of a policeman and fireman's salary into a pension. The policemen and firemen are paying 8.5%. What has to be done, and I said this on your show a while ago, is the employee must contribute more while the city share goes backwards. If the city share goes backwards, then you have property tax relief. This bit of making the employee pay more only angers the employee, helps shore up a failing pension system, does nothing to help the local property taxpayer.
Well, the Senate President Steve Sweeney is actually a labor guy himself, is actually on the side of 30%, up to 30% of health benefits that pay. And what would be wrong with that? It's not the flip side letting you off the hook for your share, right?
Well, the health benefits is another issue, and clearly the health benefits at 1.5% that we currently pay now has to be changed. And clearly, as health benefits are put into effect, the employee must pay more. And I'm more than in favor of raising the contribution of health care for employees into the health care system throughout the state of New Jersey.
One quick thing, back to UEZ. Do you think that the UEZ is going to be saved in this budget cycle? The budget has to be passed by the last day of June, or forever say your piece. Do you think UEZ is going to make it?
It's an uphill fight. The governor put language in the budget that clearly takes UEZs out. It's an uphill fight. We're hopeful the business community and many Democrats and Republicans recognize that this is a job creation program and not a program of waste.
50-50 or more than 50-50? We're going to hold you to
50-50.
50-50. Okay. All right. Elizabeth Mayor Chris Bollwage. Stay